Ring IQ TV, proudly joined by Ezra Taylor. If you haven't seen this guy, make sure you check him out on Instagram. The first time I come across your page, I followed straight away. Came across confident and cocky. Where does that confidence come from?
I'm not so sure. I'm confident in my ability, man. Never cocky. It's just a natural instinct I have. When I'm in the ring, I enjoy myself. When I'm training, I enjoy myself. You know, all the hard work's been done. And it's time to enjoy myself on Saturday, man. So yeah, never cocky, never too arrogant. I respect my opponents, but it's just that it's the natural flair I have. I couldn't stop it if I tried.
Those that don't know much of you, what kind of style do you possess?
Ooh, an entertaining one at that, that's for sure. I feel like I'm a technically sound boxer. I've got movement. I'm explosive. Yeah, man, I've got good shot selection. I could reel it all off. To be fair, a style I couldn't really tell you. But if I said to you that I grew up on Andre Ward and Roy Jones, put them together, and you see the man in front of you today.
Now you have a step-up fight this weekend, Saturday night. Why did you choose such a tough opponent at this stage of your career?
Because I want to crack on, man. I want to crack on. I want to become world champion in due time. It's only timing. That's the only thing that we're waiting on right now. And the only way I'm going to challenge myself or even get to a position where I can start talking the real talk is fighting these, good oppositions, man. No, people want to see a good fight, and the better opposition that I have in front of me, the better I'm going to be in the long term, and the better the Ezra Taylor is going to be on the night as well. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Everyone keeps telling me, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight to step up, but I'm looking forward to seeing myself in the third person and do everything that I was training on.
What can we expect on Saturday night?
Clinical performance, man. A clinical and a dominating performance. I'm going to work on a lot of things whilst I'm in there as well. I'm gonna ask myself some questions too, if he's not asking them, because I want to get the experience in. This is the reason why I'm taking these fights. I'm stepping up because I want to get the experience in. I want to have it in my locker, but I also want to go out there and do what people expect me to do, man, and that's to dispatch my opponent.
I mean, you're 6-0 at the moment. You got 4 knockouts to your name. Do you look for a knockout when you're fighting?
I don't, man. I don't. My team, we train for damage. If that's the knockout, if that's the TKO, if that's the, them retiring the corner, that's what we aim to do. But we also have the main goal is to win, no matter what. By any means, we win the fight. It doesn't matter if it goes to the points. My last fight did 8 rounds, it went to points, and I feel that was much more beneficial than me going out there and knocking them out in 2 rounds. So, however it goes, it's all just added on to when I get to the serious stage. So I'm happy how it goes. I'm happy with how it goes. I know I'm going to come out a winner anyway. It's just how I'm going to do it.
And how has preparations been for this fight? Do you work on anything in particular, or is it just based on the fighter you're fighting?
Oh, I'll be letting out all my goodies out of the bag if I told you that. You know what? We just work on being the best Ezra can be. So we don't train specifically for a fighter. I'm training for Bivol, I'm training for Bivol and etc. So I'm just making sure that I'm refined, I'm fine-tuned for whatever is presented to me on the night. That's it. Because with boxing, I think the main thing is you have to adapt. My opponent could come out with a whole different game plan for me. So I have to be able to adapt on the night. So I just want to be able to be the best I can be, and I feel like that's enough to beat a lot. That's what I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. I ain't going to say any names, but I feel like that can do what it needs to do to get me to number 1.
You're looking at opponents such as Bivol and Batarbiev so early in your career. Do you think anyone can beat them right now, or do you think that they'd have to retire for us to see a new world champion at this weight?
Bivol, for sure. I feel like he's reigning for a while. I don't think there's anyone who's gonna touch him until I'm ready to touch him. You know what I'm saying? Pause on that. But yeah, I feel like Batarbiev is good, but I'm seeing like chinks in his armor. Age could be getting there, but again, no discredit to them. They're amazing world champions and they're doing their thing, and I'm learning. And obviously we've got great boxers in the UK as well, and I'm learning a lot from them too. And hopefully they can dethrone them, and then they can get the crown and I can dethrone them. So it's like a nice ladder,
Where do you expect to be this time next year?
Good question, man. Where would I like to be? I'd like to have a few more fights under my belt, completed 10 rounders or whatever, or even just potentially pushing for a title fight, or even may have a title. The sky's the limit. right now the sky's the limit. It all depends on how I perform on Saturday night. If there's things I need to work on, then I'll go back to the gym and work on it, man. I'm not here to push. I'm not here to rush. I'm here to just take my time and do what I need to do. But if I go and do what I expect to do, then yeah, this time next year, titles, man.
Ezra, earlier on in the press conference, you said Anthony Yarde kind of paved the way for you guys. He's fought Beterbiev. He lost. He came up short. Do you think he took a lot out of him mentally?
I feel like that would have boosted him up mentally, I believe. That's a fight that I believe myself, my opinion. He lost, but he won. He won the hearts of a lot of British crowd as well. He put on a good performance. Sometimes a loss ain't a loss, it's a lesson, I believe. And obviously he fought Kovalev, he learned a lesson. He fought Beterbiev, he learned a lesson. And he's, out of all the light heavyweights, he's the one who's gone into the deep end. And he's tried. You know what I'm saying? God loves a trier, and he's done his thing. So I feel like mentally that's giving him more confidence. So if you God willing, he's fighting on Saturday, and you probably see that confidence come through him as well. And then when he's at that stage again, I believe he'll prevail with it. So yeah, man, I'm just learning. I'm learning on how people react to certain things, the pressure. I'm just again, no discredit to him, but I learn of other people's mistakes, and I know for a fact when it's my time, I ain't moving like that. I'm going in there and taking what's mine.
Do you believe he should be fighting at the level he's fighting on Saturday night after mixing it up with Beterbiev and Kovalev and people like that? Do you think he should be dropping down at this level now?
Well, he's meant to be fighting Ricky Summers. He's an English champion as I speak right now. That's a decent enough level, I believe. Top 10, he's coming off a loss. You know, you got to have these warm-up fights, tune-up fights, get back in the mix, because you can't just take a loss like that and then get back into a world title fight or a crazy fight. It's timing, man. You got to take your time with it. And again, we're speaking now about him. We don't know what he's working on in the background, what he has planned for the next few fights. So I feel like his team knows what he's doing right with him, and I feel like it's a good fight to be on. It's a good card. It's an amazing card to be on as well. Get back to winning ways as well.
Ezra, one last thing. Buatsi fights Dan Aziz. How do you see that fight going?
Do you know what? I've been asked this a few times. I feel like Dan Aziz, I may be edging towards Dan Aziz a bit. The only reason why I say that is because he's come through good at opposition, and he's very, very active as well. It's very regular that he's fighting. He even fought my last opponent the other day for no reason, just to fight, just to get the rounds in. So that there is an indication of how hungry Dan Aziz is, and he's came through all of his fights. Buatsi, if you asked me that 2 years ago, I'd say Buatsi, because he was looking like a force to be reckoned with. But now, I think his last two performances wasn't as good as his performances back then. Could be inactivity, could be a lot of things, I'm not too sure. Technically, he's better. But Dan Aziz, I feel like he's got more of a dog in him, and I feel like that's what's going to win that fight, I believe.
Ezra, all the best on Saturday night, and we look to catch up.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.